The thing that we want to impart to you, that you have the ability to hear, and if you do, then you're home free on all of this. We don't want you to choose this high-flying disc so that you can get the job you want or get the relationship you want. We want you to choose the high-flying disc because all of the other ones are inferior to it. We want you to get the high-flying disc because it feels good and everything else feels less good. We want the high-flying disc for you because that's where clarity and exhilaration and fun and joy and appreciation and love and vitality and clarity and all of those things that you really are. We want that for you. All the other stuff will come, but so what? The only reason you want the other stuff is so you'll have fun and appreciation and love and clarity and joy and all of that. That's the reason you want it anyway. So can't you just sort of cut through the justification of why you need to do that and just accomplish it a little more today, a little more tomorrow than you did today, and a little more the next day than you did this day? Can't you reach for it? Does it make any sense? Do you know how to reach for it? Do you know how to find a thought that feels good? Not so much. Have we concluded that? Start again. Do you believe that? Start again. Do you hope that? Do you believe that you have a point of attraction? And do you believe that you have more control over your point of attraction than you normally exercise? Do you believe that you can get better at exercising your point of attraction? Is it helpful to know that there's a vortex full of all that you've become that would flow into your experience once you get up there in the vicinity of it? Is that helpful to know? Do you believe that your emotions are your indicator of which disc you're on? Do you believe it's possible to move from one disc to another? Do you believe that it's possible to move from this really not feeling good disc to this really good feeling disc easily? Do you believe that if you are on the disc that feels like hope, that it would be a fairly simple thing for you to move into an even higher vibration? Do you believe that the source within you is holding consistently that vibration and is calling you to it? Do you believe if you weren't doing that thing you're doing, that it would easily call you to it? Do you believe that negative emotion is your indicator that you're doing that thing you do? Do you believe that in the middle of recognizing that you've got negative emotion, that you can just stop it right then? Because there's momentum. Is momentum good or bad? Momentum is really good when you're on that high-flying disc and really not so good when you're on that low-flying disc. Is law of attraction good or bad? Or just consistent across the board? Do you believe that you have easier access to this high-flying disc when you are speaking generally or specifically? So if you're feeling really bad about something and you begin speaking in really general terms, does the momentum speed or slow? Now, we'll say it again. You're feeling really bad about something. You've got some negative momentum going. If you become more general in your discussion, does the momentum speed or slow? You're so smart. If you are on a really high-flying, good-feeling disc, and you become more and more specific, does that speed the momentum or slow it? Do you want to speed good-feeling momentum? Do you want to slow not good-feeling momentum? So we're talking about focus, aren't we? So now let's play with this a little bit, because you've been here, your vibration's raised, you're speaking questions that you brought from before. So is there a subject that makes it easy for you to jump on a high-flying disc? That high-flying disc of well-being. Is there any subject that takes you there?
Yes. Stock trading. Can I try again?
Well, we are not disagreeing that that is possible. We're not disagreeing that when you get flying high, when you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and those impulses come, and the impulse to act is strong, and you do, and it brings back the results that you want. So there was nothing inappropriate about that answer, but it's a harder subject than we really wanted to start with. In other words, that specific momentum that's powerful momentum that is going. So what is your general understanding about stock trading that makes that an easy high-flying disc for you? Give us the general reasons that that's a high-flying disc for you. Lots of money moving.
I love the mental challenges. I like the math part of it. I love the working with other traders. I love it's the thing I want to do if I didn't have anything to do. It's the books I love to read.
All right, now this is really good because what you've just proven here with something that was very real, in other words, that this was a really good conversation, is something that we've been saying about our human friends for quite a while, and that is momentum matters to you no matter what disc you're on. In other words, you'll choose the faster momentum. You would rather have drama on a lower disc than peace and calm on a higher disc in most cases, because you like the feeling of movement. Because it's meatier, it's more interesting to you. Is there any subject that you could think of that just takes you to a good feeling place, that is less mental, less evolved? Is there anything else?
Being in a wonderful relationship.
All right, now that's a bad place to start right now. So is there anything else? But you see, that's logical, isn't it? Because that's where the momentum is. The job he hates and the relationship that just left. That's where the momentum is. So it's logical. That would be the thing that would occur to you most. But we want to see if we can find anything easier. Anything that you can fly high with no contradiction and without having to work hard at it.
The woman I was with had 2 cats, and I really fell in love with them, and so now...
Are they gone?
They're gone.
They are gone too.
I've been thinking they might be easier to replace than her.
Infinitely. Yeah.
There's always...
It's not an easy thing to be sitting in a momentum and just reach for something that is different. And yet the books that we write and the processes that we offer is all about this. But what we're really wanting to demonstrate here, and we want you to feel it, we want all of you to feel it, but we really want you to get this. We want you to understand that it's perfectly all right for you to be in a place where there is momentum that is carrying you where you don't want to be. We want you to make peace with that momentum. We want you to say, it's a natural consequence of being physically focused. It's a natural consequence of what I've been thinking about. We want you to try to find words that soothe yourself. Because in the soothing, there is the releasing of resistance. And in the releasing of resistance, there is the slowing of unwanted momentum and then the subsequent speeding of wanted momentum. So the more you can soothe yourself. But we don't want to soothe you with things that aren't law-based and accurate. We don't want to say to Luke, the game is rigged. We want to say to Luke, you're more likely to win when you're feeling good. We don't want to say to Luke, it's hard to get that ball in that basket under those conditions because they've got everything slanted against you. We want to say to him, there is a way to do it. People are doing it, and if you want to do it, you can find the way to do it, and you might not find it immediately, but you can find the way to do it. But your vibration and how you feel about it, the game has to be fun, or you're not going to win playing. That really is the message that we're wanting to send. You have to choose the disc first, and then apply. And so in fairness, we're being unfair. Because we're asking you from where you have clearly stated that you are to try to find that high-flying disc. And it's not even possible from where you are in that momentum to find that high-flying disc. So then what's the point of it? If I can't find it, given where I am, what do? Well, you look for as much distraction as you can find. You look for as many things that are general in nature that make you feel good. You set goals like, I'm going to pay attention to the way I feel. You set goals like, I really care about how I feel. You say, my singular goal is to get on that high-flying disc. My singular goal is to feel some positive emotion. My singular goal is to breathe deeply and feel good again. Esther remembers vividly, after Jerry made his transition, sitting on the deck in Del Mar and looking out at the ocean and breathing her first really good, fresh breath of air that she'd had in a long, long time. And it felt in that breathing of it in like the big black cloud lifted. And in none of that was there any wrongness about sadness or wrongness about being on a lower disc. There's just this eternal, God-given, inherent, innate, it's within every fiber of your being, knowledge and desire to be here. Because that's what's natural to you, you see. So the easiest way we know to get there is to not be there, which makes you want to be there, and then put yourself in your bed tonight and say something really soft and gentle, not tomorrow I'm going to make it happen, or tomorrow I'm going to get on the high-flying disc and I'm going to stay there. Nothing like that, because in all of that efforting, you just pick those efforting discs. Instead, you just say, tomorrow's going to be a good day. And I'm going to be aware of where I am. And I'm sure when I first awaken, I'm going to feel that conscious awareness of lack of negative momentum. And then when you awaken, just lie there for a moment and feel for it. And if you do that, we promise you, all of you, if your singular intent, when you put yourself to bed every night, is tomorrow, I'm going to start here. And I might not even make it till breakfast, but I'm going to start there. And you do that tomorrow, and then whatever happens, happens tomorrow. And then the next day, you start there, and whatever happens, happens. And then the next day, you start there, and then whatever happens, happens. You might get a week or 2 or 3 into it, but it is our promise to you. You will find that high-flying disc. And it will be evident enough to you that then the results of that day, one of the things that was really on Esther's mind is that the week before, she had gone to that same fair. It's the first time she'd ever been there. They'd been in the area for years. First time they'd ever been there. And friends invited them to go to see Colby Calais and go to the fair. Now, this group of friends was high-flying. It's just who they always are when they get together. And so it was a day like Kate had, of everything going exactly right. And when you have a few days of everything going exactly right, and by that we mean strangers play with you in meaningful ways, weather cooperates with you in incredibly meaningful ways, all manner of things. It's like the concierge in the sky has named you the most important person alive and is just walking ahead of you, clearing the space to make sure that everything in your world is perfect. That's what it feels like. That's what it is like. That's what it bees like when you get on that high-flying disc and you stay there just for a little while. And then things just come out of the woodwork. Things that you're not conjuring, things that you're not demanding, you're not orchestrating them, you're not even planning them so much. This sounds like an odd conversation to have in a seminar that's sort of based on deliberate creation. But we want to call it deliberate getting on the disking. Period. Deliberately get on the disc and then watch what happens, because you're right. Your vortex is pregnant with all of those things that you want. It's bulging with all of the things that you want. You've been asking and asking. It's all there. It's queued up. It's ready. There's just one thing that has to happen. You've got to become a cooperative component. You've got to get on that disc where all of that is. You got to get there, and you can, and it's not hard. You just can't keep telling the same story.